I think you also aspire to make a podcast. Why don't you try Anchor? It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor you will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple and other many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum internship. So download Anchor or visit anchor.fm. Episode 16 Podcast Review Tuesday Bitcoin. Are you in love with podcast listening but didn't it get heavy to consume some episodes? So I am here to help you. Hello everyone, your host Bramha here on the show I Got This Today, where on every Tuesday I bring you podcast review. Next time you get an episode which is heavy for you or worth sharing with the world, and share it with me, and I will review and bring all the learning out of it. Today's episode are selected by me, but the topic was suggested by Om. He asked me to review any of technological episode, so I choose the most hot topic in the technological field, and that is Bitcoin, and find the best episode on it and reviewed it. So I am here. The topic is Bitcoin. For this, the episode I choose is of the podcast The Verge Decoder with Nilay Patel. For discussing Bitcoin, our host Nilay Patel interviews two persons. One who is investor in Bitcoin and second one who is a skeptic about Bitcoin. So from this episode, we will get an overall and all points of benefits and disadvantages or problems in Bitcoins. But before starting, you need to know what is Bitcoin. However, in the podcast, this was not covered, but I am here to tell you. In a very basic language, it is a money with features of gold. The money we use regularly is used for only transaction, whereas we use gold as an asset. So Bitcoin is an online currency which is used for transaction and can be also used as asset. Not only Bitcoin, but it is the general definition of cryptocurrencies. Now that we know what is crypto, then we can start with our podcast review. So the Bitcoin investor that Nilay got with him was Nick. First thing that Nick says is he is very attracted to the whole idea of crypto, and that's the reason why he started investing in Bitcoin. And Nilay asked him to define Bitcoin, and on this he coolly says that he thinks that it is a value generated by communicating with people in certain set of rules, and it is also used as an asset. Next, they move to the next perspective on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Here, he mentions following point. Bitcoin is one of the largest cryptocurrencies in the world, so it is more famous in people and efficient too. Bitcoin has some special moral values which lack in other currencies. For your knowledge, let me mention some other cryptocurrencies too. So they are Dogecoin, Litecoin, Neo, Ethereum, and etc. Then the important part, do you know who has the monetary control of your money? Of course, it is government, right? But Nick says that taking monetary control from government, like crypto does, also have its own benefit. We have to pay taxes when we pay abroad. So this will not happen if we choose crypto. Government can control individual transactions. There will be more transparency in the transactions if government did control the monetary system. Then Nilay stopped with Nick and go to the interview taken with Steve, who is a skeptic in the perspective of Bitcoin. Steve starts with saying that for Bitcoin to become a more usable currency, it will have to be more relatable medium of exchange and store of value. And in all these 3 points, Bitcoin lags somewhere. Then the conversation on decentralization of Bitcoin started. Where Steve says that Bitcoin is actually centralized and not decentralized. He also highlights that as value of Bitcoin increases, the price of commodity buyed it also will increase. This makes transaction too expensive. Think now in the same scenario that in daily uses Bitcoin replaces dollars. What will happen? There will be high fluctuation in inflation rate, right? Which will affect the whole world economy. Steve also says that, however, must be the value of the Bitcoin, but its fundamental value will be always zero. As you know that the value of Bitcoin increases like an asset, so you would hold it and as long as possible. Then why would you anyone transact with it, right? The same question was asked to Nick. He says no one will transact with Bitcoin now and everyone would use it as only asset. But he says that it is possible in future that you see considerable amount of transaction by crypto. But there is a problem in it which itself Nick addresses. The problem is there are limited amount of transaction possible in a day by an individual, which can be solved with the future technology maybe. Our second guest Steve says that if a new cryptocurrency with a change of rules and values better than Bitcoin arrives, then he will be most eager to invest in cryptocurrencies. It is not like Bitcoin is thrown out of government, but it is integrated. This was the important point described by Neely. Now, it's not a debate between them that we decide who wins and who not, but both the interviews were very helpful to get the overall view of Bitcoin. So, this Tuesday, one episode has given us enough knowledge, so I think it is enough for today. But now I have done my work, but you don't forget your work, right? Please follow, like, and share this episode, and don't forget to give your feedback. And also tell me your use on Bitcoin. I will take your leave and see you soon.